No one can blame Anne Kehoe for not immediately seeing that her twin 5-year-old boys were missing that day. After all, Anne and William were blessed with 10 children, filling their gorgeous Victorian Queen Anne-style mansion at 123 Habersham Street, near downtown Savannah, with joyful noise and constant bustling of activity. William Kehoe was 10 years old when his poor but loving family immigrated from Ireland to Savannah. He began as an apprentice to an iron molder, but worked his way up the ladder to success to start his own iron foundry. He married the love of his life, Anne, and together they became one of Savannah's richest and most prominent families. In 1882, they built their dream home, a magnificent brick mansion on lovely Columbia Square, showcasing the artistry of his ironwork on the trim moldings and the Corinthian columns, all cast in molded iron. So when the twins did not appear at the dinner table that evening, Anne was quite put out. As she searched the house for them, her irritation turned to worry, then anxiety, and finally icy fear when she could not find no trace of her young boys. No one, not the family, servants, or the neighbors, could recall seeing the twins. The police were called, and the house and the grounds were combed inch by inch, with no success. No kidnapper's note was ever received. It was as if the boys had simply vanished from within the walls. For the following week, the Kehoe household was in despair. Then gradually, the family began to notice an unpleasant smell emitting from one of the fireplaces. Anne peered up into the dark, sooty chimney, and to her horror found the bodies of her twin boys. As a prank, they had crawled up the chimney but gotten stuck. Their gasping cries were muffled by the stone, and eventually they suffocated from breathing the cascades of the black soot loosened by their struggling bodies. In their grief, the Kehoes blocked up all the fireplaces and adorned them with beautiful angels in memory of their lost children. A tragic tale indeed, except that's all it is a tale. There is no evidence to prove it ever happened. So, how to explain the overwhelming number of experiences reported over the decades? People often hear groups of ghostly children playing games on the second and third floors, hear their laughing voices as they run up and down the hall. One woman woke up to a tiny hand gently stroking her cheek, then looked up eye to eye with a very young boy who smiled and vanished. How to explain the gentle, loving presence of Anne, who has been seen and felt in her former bedroom, and who still makes her motherly rounds on the third-floor hallway around bedtime? William is still there too. A light is often seen in a locked, unused room on the top cupola where William had his private office. The Kehoe house is unlike any other haunted house in America. It is not a place of tragedy, suicide, and murder. Instead, it's a wonderful haven of happiness that this large, loving Irish family considers their own piece of heaven on earth. Once again, I've been reading the information sent with the village. I don't know how much of it is true and how much of it isn't true, but at least on this one, they do tell you that parts of the story is not true. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did making it. That's it for now. Stay creepy.